So, it would seem, it is time to talk about the war on the Minecraft realm. I've mentioned it a handful of times throughout the previous episodes, but I've never fully delved into it. So, greetings and welcome to this episode. So, let's get into it. It all started a very long time ago. Back in those times, it was me, William, and Mish. Just the three of us. We rarely made contact because there was nothing to do. However, one time, William invited me to a little quiz show. It was to guess the editions and the types of games that miniatures were from. However, this game really was not fair. The figures were not clear, they were not... Suffice to say, it was not a fun game. And of course, I did not do too well. And this little quiz show sparked a little prank war. A little fun thing where we would place traps and pranks around each other's houses, and that would be it. This would be fun, after all. Of course, by how unfair the quiz show was, and how it was slightly annoying. Not, of course, horrible. I mean, I didn't lose anything, but it was slightly annoying. And a prank war was something to happen here, something to do instead of just sitting in our own little houses doing nothing for an eternity. It was something fun. It was gonna be something fun. And then, as I went on, a couple pranks in, I may have gone too far. You see, in the Minecraft handbook, I'm unsure whether it's the combat handbook or the redstone handbook, there was a trap. Or, as I thought it back then, a prank, known as the TNT tree. I do believe it was 12 pieces of TNT wired to a tree so that when it was broken, they would explode. I thought that this would not be too bad. The risk of losing items, yeah, sure, yeah. But you'd probably hear the TNT and run off. That it wouldn't be a problem. It would just be a and then he would run away and spook him. And if he stood around, he'd get blown up. But maybe you'd lose some experience, but you could still get his stuff. I was wrong. He did not hear the TNT. He did explode, and he did not get back his stuff. This would be bad on its own, but keep in fact that he held one of the things most dear to him on him at that moment. A Fortune 2 pickaxe known as Mark Rober. It was his favorite thing. An enchanted diamond pickaxe. How ridiculous. Enraged by this loss, he came to my tower and demanded a Fortune 3 pickaxe. Honestly, this could have been done. But I was confident. I wanted more. I wanted to have battles. I wanted something exciting. I wanted a war. So I said no. That was a mistake. He killed me, burned my stuff, and stole all my diamonds. I did not expect it to be so bad. I expected maybe a couple skirmishes, and that would be it. I don't know how I thought it would only be that. It's war. I had to immediately relocate myself to a guerrilla base known as Mun City. In my nether exploration video, near the end of it, I do a tour of Mun City and the nether roof base, which was where I hid. It was, well, a base on the nether roof, inaccessible by any other means other than using that portal. Now, technically, there was a bit of a weakness to it. There was an XP farm, a failed one, known as the Titan. I built it before testing it and seeing if the blueprint would actually work. Unfortunately, that blueprint was built for, Bedrock edition, not Java. So it didn't work. It was a repeatedly turning on and off another portal that would take advantage of how zombie pigmen have a chance of popping through the portal every time it is spawned. So, yeah, that didn't work, which meant a drought of XP. Technically, I could still make my way all the way back to Sun City, my home, but that was the trek, and I was assuming the XP farm still worked. And staying there was a risk. He was prowling around the area constantly. So, without XP, or at least an immense amount, that crippled my efforts. I started a diamond mine and recuperated a lot of wealth. I was able to get myself diamond armor and tools, and with getting whatever XP I could, I enchanted and armored up. It didn't look good, but I was the hero of the story. He just showed up and killed me. That's not good. That's a bad thing. He was the bad guy. I'd convinced myself. He was the bad guy. He was evil. And I would go to the main continent, or in the areas presiding Sun City, where Funtown and Funtown 2 were, or its true name, Funtown 2 Electric Boogaloo PogChamp, if I do recall properly. I'd attempt raids, and I hit Funtown. I attempted to find where he stashes stuff, but he had already abandoned Funtown. He resided in Funtown 2. And I tried to bring myself to destroy it. I wanted to use fire charges to burn it down. Of course I wouldn't have touched the cobblestone bits, but back then a lot of it was wooden, especially the structure, or the base of the structure. But I couldn't. At the end of the day, he was my friend. He was my friend. After all this, we'd be friends. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to destroy it. I probably should have. In the end, he did not hold the same mercy towards me. So, as the war raged on, Sun City would get battered again and again, being destroyed again and again. Even though that was needless, I was very clear that I had left for trying to save it. Maybe if I were gone, he wouldn't destroy it. That was not correct. That was wrong. I didn't want my home destroyed anymore, so I wanted to end this war. But what could end this war? There had to be something taken, something lost, or something. There had to be something that would end this war. So, there would be a duel. 1 week's warning, there would be a duel. At the Spawn Motel. So, as the battle drew nearer and nearer, I was becoming increasingly aware of how unprepared I was. I had golden apples. For some reason I stupidly didn't bring all of them. But, as the battle drew nearer, Will scoured the nether, looking for where my secret base might lie. He didn't find it. I knew there wasn't a chance he would find it. I was too good at it. Too good at hiding. I finally showed myself at the Spawn Motel. The night before, I had gotten, 2 hours of sleep? I wasn't looking good. But I put on a face just for him. I didn't want to look weak. I didn't want to look crazed. I did not want to look like his intimidation was working on me. I didn't want to give a glean on that. I didn't want him to know that. So the battle went on. It started off with us retreating backwards, firing arrows at each other. Will took off into the trees behind him, firing arrow after arrow. I wanted to be in close range, so him going up into the trees was a problem. So I, in turn, went backwards with my bow. His bow was better than mine. I do believe it to have had flame, if I recall. So I towered up on top of the spawn gazebo, and I fired arrows and turned back at him. He was slowly retreating towards Sun City. This is concerning. It was supposed to happen Spawn Motel. The battle was supposed to happen here, and he's running away. This is not... He proclaimed guerrilla tactics, or whatever excuse he had for being such a coward. So he drew me towards Sun City. In the fight, climbing from tower to tower, fighting, he made me step on his pressure plate connected to the second tower. In one blinding explosion, my towers are destroyed. And this was after the war, or at least during the final fight. He should have told me about this. He should have disarmed it. This is not allowed. This is not okay. But nonetheless, the fight still had to go on. I was running low on golden apples. And as I attempted to go take the hell ladder down to Old Fun Town, he pounced on me. And with 3 slashes of his burning, enchanted blade, I was killed. He had won. This didn't make sense. I was the hero of the story. I was right. And I'm not supposed to lose, but I did. It didn't make sense. I was supposed to win. We said our goodbyes. He left to Funtown 2, Electric Boogaloo. And I went back to my destroyed city. Anger and spite was boiling within me at that moment. Or I should say, over the many weeks it took to rebuild my home. I had to re-terraform the entirety of the ground around the bomb site. I had to rebuild each tower. During the reconstruction, I climbed up the broken first tower, my home tower, because it was less blown up. There's still a somewhat broken path up the stairs. When I got to the dome, it was intact. It was so far away from the second tower's base. Bog and Pumpkin, my dogs, were gone. And they were outside of the bomb radius. This could have only meant one thing. Will murdered them by hand. Again, he was the villain. I was the hero. And why am I here? Picking through my own rubble. Not only now discovering that all of my pets, except for one damn cat, has been murdered by this monster. Why am I the one who lost? This is not fair. How could this have happened? And now I realize it's because I held back. Not only did I not stop it, by not holding back, I held back so much. I could have destroyed his base. I could have killed every pet he loved. I could have done so much more, but I held myself back on the flimsy premise of he's your friend. He would have lived on. He expected me to live on after what he did to me. So why did I have to hide that? Why did I have to hold back? Why can he get away with this? There's nothing I can do now. The war's over, and I'm in no shape to start another. It's been a long time since that realization, that horrible, horrible realization at the top of that tower. The economic recession he put me in by stealing my stuff and blowing up my city has come to its natural end. And back to the power I was before, and even powerful than that now. So here comes the question. This revenge that I so desperately long for. Is it good to take? Is it worth it? Should I forgive him? Is it healthy to forgive him for what he did to me? The world has seemingly moved on without me. New wars are at their breaking points. Sir Blue and Will are about to launch into another war. Because of the old war, Will stole the crown from me. He's, in a way, a high king. He makes the rules. He is, well, like I said, a high king. Is this my chance, then? turmoil of time. To steal back what's mine. Not to steal. To take what's rightfully mine back from him. Why should I risk the crown falling to blue? I'm not saying the Potato King is, how to say, evil, but I don't trust him. So, I'm left with this question. Should I take revenge? Or should I just let it fester? Maybe if I forgive him, or try, it'll go away. We can be friends again. Or is it my responsibility to take back what is my own from him? To take revenge on him? Got a bit rambly there at the end. Sorry about that. Thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Farewell.